Tantalizingly terrific Tuesday. And I know, oh my goodness, you woke up, it was a little warm, but the temperature's been dropping. And so you're wondering, what is going on? Well, hey, it's Memphis and it is January. And as we know it's January, we prepare for the celebration of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I have with me right now in the studio, like not virtually, but right here looking at me, I almost said doctor.
Close.
I know, put it in the atmosphere. Ryan Jones from the National Civil Rights Museum. How you doing?
Hey, Miss Cathy, how are you? Always happy to be on board with 88.5.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming because you guys are always so busy, especially this time of year, because you're getting ready for the celebration of King Day and all that entails. But you guys always find time to come and share with our listening audience. So I just want to say thank you to you and Happy New Year to you and that
Yes.
whole team,
Thank
National
you.
Civil Rights Museum. So 2024, King Day,
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
going on?
The National Civil Rights Museum will be observing the life and legacy of the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. What's so unique about this year is that the holiday actually falls on the day that he was born. Dr. King was born January 15,
Wow.
1929. So it would have been his 95th birthday. And it will also be the 38th observance of Dr. King's birthday as a federal holiday, with it first being observed in January 1986. And so
Okay.
we're approaching 40th anniversary in 2 years. So we're really, really, really happy and excited for all the things that we have in store for this monumental day.
And oh my goodness, I've been involved a few years and it's always been phenomenal. Um, the National Civil Rights Museum, can you just kind of briefly let us know how did they get connected? You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? What happened? Because there are some listeners, which is unfortunate,
Hmm.
they may have never been to the National Civil Rights Museum
Sure.
or anything like that.
Absolutely. The National Civil Rights Museum was born out of a tragedy. 56 years ago, Dr. King was slain at what was the Lorraine Motel, this lavish hotel lodging for African Americans in the city of Memphis. And so, out of the assassination's tragedy, the idea of creating this educational facility to tell the story of the American civil rights movement was born. And
Hmm.
so, as I stated, the Dr. King holiday was first observed in January 1986. The National Civil Rights Museum opened its doors in the summer of 1991. So
Wow.
it was January 1992 when we began as an institution
Okay.
to observe Dr. King's holiday at the site, at the grounds where he was assassinated. But we focus on the community and the service that Dr. King inspired so many others to
Right.
do. And we really can't do that without paying the proper homage to the architect of his legacy, which was his widow, Mrs. Coretta Scott King.
Right,
Hmm.
right. Oh my gosh. And when you guys when we celebrate King Day, you guys bring out, you know what I'm saying, celebrities
Yeah,
from all over,
yeah,
right? And those people are really important. But you guys pay special attention to our youth celebrities,
absolutely.
the celebrities
Absolutely.
of our youth, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Right here from Memphis, Tennessee,
Hmm.
you kind of bring out all of the choirs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we're doing the same thing this year as well.
We are. We are. We have our own homegrown Overton High School
Woohoo!
with Dr. Dina Vaughn, who's an incredible choir director. We have
Yes.
Stax Satellite Band.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's important to include Stax with their rich history within the city
Exactly.
of Memphis. And we've got some local artists, Angie P. Holmes, as
Mm-hmm.
well as the great Gerald Richardson, who's going to be
Yes.
swooning and swaying on stage, and I'll be out there as well on my other days of not being a historian. DJ Thriller will
Right,
be
that's
playing
right.
all of your top
That's
hits
exactly
from the
correct.
60s, 70s, 80s, and it's something for everyone. We're really FedEx is sponsoring this day where it's free admission for everyone. So this is the day to come to the museum. You won't have to pay anything. We're partnering with some other incredible sponsors: Ford Motor Company, Wells Fargo, as well as FedEx,
Mm-hmm.
Mid South Food Bank.
Bank.
If you
Uh-huh.
bring your canned goods, you can skip the line. This is a day
Oh,
where you see 7 to 8,000 people on the grounds, and so
right.
with it being January in Memphis, it's gonna probably be a little chilly out there. If
Uh-huh.
you want to skip the line, bring some canned goods, and you'll jump right at the front of that.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put a pin there so you can say it one more time for us because when you said everybody gets in free,
Mm,
so if we want to jump the line though, so if
yes,
we want to be VIP,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
then we
Absolutely,
need to bring some canned goods.
definitely,
Oh my
definitely,
goodness. Okay,
definitely.
guys, you guys hear that? Yeah, because I got that in my head. And so, with everybody being free, also there's always normally you guys have the what is it, the tent for like the kids with the face painting, the
Yes.
family kind of friendly activities
Yes,
going
the
on.
pavilion tent.
Yes,
Yes, where
that's
you'll
it.
have face painters, you'll have puppet shows,
Hmm.
there'll be African drumming by Ekpe Abiodo.
Oh,
So you'll have
awesome.
face painters with Mr. Nix. There's so much that's going on for all ages, from ages 4 up to 80. There's
Hmm.
something that everyone can join and become involved in, to be immersed in this incredible history, not only of Dr. King, but how Dr. King's story is related to the city of Memphis. And this is a day, Dr. King's holiday is the one and only holiday that's observed to one individual, and it
Right.
was to Dr. King. So it talks to the dream that he had and the incredible campaigns and selfless sacrifices that he did in his short 39 years.
And and when you say it like that, his short 39
Yeah.
years. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, okay? But I am going to go back to the point that we've been celebrating the holiday, I think you said for 38,
Mhm. Mhm.
federally.
Yeah.
So we're almost celebrating it as long as he had walked the earth, as long as he
Almost.
had
That's a really good
lived.
point. Incredible point.
you
Incredible
know.
point. Yes.
And
Yeah.
so this is his birthday party. So we're
Mhm.
just kind of like it's a
Yeah.
turn up, if you
It
will.
it is. It is. And it's something that should be, celebrated because of all the things that he did during his short life. This 26-year-old charismatic minister who simply just wanted to be that. He wanted to follow in the footsteps of his father, of his grandfather. But, this woman in Montgomery said, "Not so fast, no." And when
Mhm.
Rosa Parks said no, Dr. King himself felt compelled to act. He was chosen. It was
Uh-huh.
something that was spontaneous to choose him. He was this new voice in the community of Montgomery, Alabama, as the pastor of Dexter Avenue Baptist Church. And he kind of solidifies himself as the face of this movement that
Movement.
is gaining traction. So we're
Mhm.
seeing the integration of the schools, you're seeing the desegregation of lunch counters, the
Mhm.
freedom rides, the marches in Birmingham, and because of that great social change, there was legislative change,
Right.
prompting this year in 1964, 60 years later, the passage and signage of the Civil Rights Act in 1964. It's really interesting to think that it was only 60 years
Only
ago
60.
that segregation was found illegal in public facilities. And we largely celebrate that because of the sacrifice of Dr. King and so many others.
Exactly. So we're celebrating his birthday on his birthday this year, and it's free admission for all to the National Civil Rights Museum on Dr. King's birthday. And if they would like to move up in the line, like skip some people, VIP. If you want to be VIP, people love being
Yes,
VIP.
ma'am.
If you want to be VIP, then you would bring canned goods for our Memphis Food Bank because that's part of Dr. King's legacy to always be of service to others. Okay. And so that's one of the things that's how we do it. All right. And the museum's going to be open all day.
Yes, ma'am. We are extended hours. We're normally 9 to 5, but we're opening an hour earlier and staying open an hour later, from 8
Okay.
a.m. to 6 p.m. So whether you're one of the first in the line or whether you're coming towards the height of the day when the temperature increases, we'll be open from 8 to 6. Free admission made possible by FedEx.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, for coming in and sharing with us.
Thank you,
And I
Kathy.
just want to say to our listeners, especially those who may have never been to the National Civil Rights Museum, it is a gem right here in Memphis, Tennessee. And on Dr. King's birthday, it will be absolutely free for admission. All right? So if you've never been, or maybe you've never been able to take your child or your children, wherever you are on the spectrum, make a date of it. Make a date, make sure you take your children and go and just enjoy and look at and peruse all that the National Civil Rights Museum has to offer. I mean, the exhibits are extraordinary, they're interactive, and it's just a phenomenal museum. It really is. I might be biased, and I would ask Mr. Jones, he's going to be biased too. Watch.
You put it on the money. It's a gem, and it's a complex and complicated story, but it's our story. This
Right.
museum is for the marchers who marched so that we could celebrate a day like today. It's for Memphis to be reminded that the center of Memphis was the heart of the Delta. It was the first gateway from the Great Migration. And it's America's story. These events occurred on American soil, some in my parents' generation. So
Right.
this history isn't prehistoric, it's not ancient, and we can't move forward and reconcile until we understand and acknowledge and process the correct true nature of what the civil rights movement was all about.
Exactly. Now, to reach out to the National Civil Rights Museum, right? To go to the website and all that other kind of stuff.
Yes.
How can they
Yes,
reach out?
please follow us on our website, civilrightsmuseum.org. And please tune into all of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We've got it. We're on everything. We're looking forward to following and have you all follow us there.
Yes, and you guys really want to do that because throughout the year, the National Civil Rights Museum has different workshops and symposiums and trainings and things like that that will help you to navigate forward in your life. Really, just navigation forward. That's what the Civil Rights Museum is all about. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Hart.
You're listening to 88.5 FM.